Hello, this is the Chemistry Cooking Show. Today, I want to tell you on how you can make some pure sodium carbonate from sodium bicarbonate. You could do it with the following: hot plate, stove, or oven. I'll be using a hot plate, but it works no matter what way you do it. You just have to have enough heat to convert it. So let's start off with the hot plate and stove first. The first thing we are going to do is take the baking soda and put it into a clean beaker. We are then going to transfer the beaker into a pan or pot. After that, put your hot plate on 300 to 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 150 to 200 degrees Celsius. After that, place the pot or pan onto the hot plate and let it start its thermal decomposition. It's going to start fizzing, and that's how you know it's working. But be careful. Sodium carbonate is a really strong caustic, meaning if it touches your skin, you can get burns. Remember to keep it spread out. Spreading it out the best can play a crucial role to the purity. Thermal decomposition favors baking soda being in a thin layer to burn better. So the more spread out, the more purity you get. So it won't hurt you to put in a bit of extra effort. You'll know it's done because it would have become more powdery and duller white. When you notice the change in texture, take it in a sealed dry container. You want it sealed because sodium carbonate is hygroscopic, meaning it can take moisture from the air. After this, a optional test you can do to test how much you have is the vinegar test. Basically, place a sample of the compound in 5% vinegar. If it fizzes a lot, there are still some traces of sodium bicarbonate. If it fizzes just a little bit, then that means there's sodium carbonate in the mixture, which is good. If it passed the vinegar test, then move on to this step. Take some distilled water and pour as little as you need to dissolve the sodium carbonate. The less amount of water, the higher the concentration. After that, put the hot plate on warm, not boiling. When that is done, put the distilled water onto a warm hot plate and let it sit there. While that is sitting there, prepare a gravity filtration setup. First, grab a coffee filter and wet it with a bit of distilled water into the center. Second, place a funnel on top of an Erlenmeyer flask, then fold the filter into a cone and place it into the funnel. And then third, take the pot off the hot plate or stove and slowly pour it into the funnel with the filter. After that, all the filtered liquid in the flask contains the dissolved sodium carbonate with the minor contaminants. If the solution looks a bit cloudy, repeat the steps above with the second fresh new filter. If it looks good, pour the solution in a jar or something that is airtight, then put the solution in a fridge or cupboard. Since the sodium carbonate is less soluble in water, it will crystallize and form near pure sodium carbonate. Once it has stopped crystallizing, filter the crystals again using our gravity filtration setup. Use a fresh filter. After you've done that, very gently take out the coffee filter and don't tear it. Use a spoon or utensil to gently scrape off the pure sodium carbonate into a dish or something. When all the crystals that you recover are in the dish, heat a hot plate to 212 to 248 Fahrenheit or 100 to 200 Celsius. Since this video is kind of long, I'm going to shorten this quite a bit. Doing this will dry the crystals. Also, stir the crystals to make sure they can dry evenly. When they are successfully dried, they are done and you can use them however you please. Store it in a jar or a sealed bag and label it clearly and store it in a dry place to avoid moisture absorption. I want you to preheat the oven to 350 Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius. Get some aluminum foil and place it onto a heat-resistant pan. The aluminum foil will prevent any damage done to the plate due to high heat and high alkaline. Spread the aluminum foil on the plate and put the baking soda on top of the aluminum foil. Spread it into a nice thin layer. The thinner the layer, the better the thermal decomposition happens. After that, place it into the middle of the oven and stir gently halfway through to ensure even heating. Look for changes. The texture will be soft, powdery, and slightly grainy and dull white. It won't change colors, so those are pretty much your only signs that it's happening. When an hour or so is over, remove it from the oven and let it cool completely. Immediately transfer it into an airtight container as it's hygroscopic and absorbs moisture from the air. Now for the purity test. To check if it's complete, put a spoonful of it into some vinegar. If it fizzes a lot, there is still some traces of some unconverted baking soda, in which you're going to have to bake the mix again. If it fizzes just a little, then it is mostly sodium carbonate. Do note that it's not pure sodium carbonate. If you want pure, follow the purification steps I said for the hot plate. Also, this may sound funny, but I'm not joking. Don't inhale the sodium carbonate, and there's a reason I am saying this. Sodium carbonate is alkaline and caustic, meaning if it touches your skin, it can irritate it. So that also goes for inhaling it. It will literally burn the insides of your body. I mean, literally. With that out of the way, I want to say thank you for the 2 subscribers. You guys motivated me to make this long video, so thanks and goodbye.